What is up, my legends? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another episode review. Today we are reviewing The Last of Us season, the first season, obviously still, episode 5, Endure and Survive. For this episode, we're going to go ahead, let's go ahead and read the synopsis real quick. While attempting to evade the rebels, Joel and Ellie cross paths with the most wanted man in Kansas City. Kathleen continues her hunt. So there's the big change in this episode from the game. These guys aren't wanted. That are being aren't wanted like they are in the. They're not wanted in the game, and they are in this episode, which is a big difference. And also Sam, they made him younger and also deaf, which is an interesting way to take it. But I will say one thing: the emotion they pack into this episode with what goes on, and if you know what goes on in this episode from the game or from just watching the episode, it's emotional. It's insane. Like it's one of the a very emotional moment in this show so far, and it's one of the most emotional moments in the game. So I feel like they did it really well in this episode. This is probably my least favorite episode so far, though, because I don't like the whole town hunting these people down and everything. It's I don't like it. It's different and not in a good way. Because like they try to make you sympathize with these villains, which I don't. Like, I don't sympathize with them at all. There's no reason for me to sympathize with them. They don't give me a reason to actually want, there's just like nothing. And the thing is, she's just also not a good villain. She's not intimidating or anything like that. She is a very weak villain, I'd say. And I'm glad it wasn't stretched out more than it was, because it does go ahead and move on to do just the next thing in the episode, which thank goodness they didn't dwell on that, because I just did not like that. And that's what bugs down the episode for me. But it brings it back up with the I'm forgetting his name. I forgot his name, but the two brothers, the way they're handling that and everything, and seeing a little more of Ellie's emotional side, and Joel seeing Joel, he's pretty reserved at first. Obviously, you get to see Joel be a little more empathetic, and obviously Joel is just an overall great character. The way that he's written here, and the scenes are very much, especially the emotional scenes, are done really well. And we cannot forget to talk about the scene with all the infected, the clickers, and the bloater. Like, it is insane. Like, it felt straight out of the game. Especially the bloater, like that was like insane. And the way this episode handles that sequence is really interesting, and it's also super interesting to see where they change things from the game, because that stuff, like the scene where Joel is sniping and everything, that's in the game, but I feel like it's not as crazy in the game as it is here. Like, it's really intense here, and they really amp it up with the sense of urgency with what's going on in the episode, and you really feel that throughout the episode, like especially in that scene. And you do get to see like a little bit of there's the episode kind of like you get to see a little bit more about Sam, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but you get to see a little bit of them before, and so that's interesting. Obviously, these characters, if you played the game, obviously you know these characters don't stick around much, and we get to get back to the story, and I'm really curious to see where the next episode's gonna go. And I always am really curious. That this is personally the weakest episode in my opinion of the show. It's not a bad episode, but it is weaker. I can't say I really not enjoyed any episode, but like what brings this episode down for me is the stuff with the people chasing them and hunting them down. That's where the episode, because like obviously like it's not really, you are being kind of hunted in the game, but it's like not as like it is here. But I guess they needed to add some depth to it, I guess. I don't know. It's really interesting, and I don't 100% know why they went the direction they did. On Rotten Tomatoes, this episode has a 94 from critics, which doesn't surprise me at all. I just don't think this episode, if I have to give it anything, I would just give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think that's a solid of this episode. I don't really enjoy this episode that much in comparison to some of the others, but it's fine. I do think this episode is fine, and but I do enjoy this episode for what it is. That's all I gotta say for this review, though, guys. Where do you think the show is going? How much do you think they're gonna change? I'm actually reviewing this right before I'm gonna watch the new episode, so I'm super excited to see where this show is going, and I'm super excited to see where it's going. And yeah, I don't know. It's just really, really interesting, and yeah, I don't know. I really like the episode. But that's what I gotta say for this for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Link to all my stuff's down in the description below. You guys know the drill. And yeah, we are gonna keep reviewing episodes as they come out. There's 4 more episodes to review after this one, so I'm excited. I am. So that's gonna be it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.